Just testing to make sure this works. Professor Jer, everything looks like it should be in order, so you can see where the video's taking, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. This is the best I can do right now. I'll send you the PowerPoint that I'm using if you see me look off camera, and otherwise hope you enjoy, and I'm ready for Thursday. What is the difference between a Republican and a Democrat? A Republican sucks and the Democrat blows. Lewis Black, on September 27, 2012, in his The Rant Is Due tour, got up on stage screaming about both major political parties. Earlier, in some of the interviews he has done, he said all he has to do is get up on stage, read the newspaper, and that's his job. That's all he has to do. Is this funny? Yes, to a degree it is, but I believe it's sad. What if you could vote for a third party? What if you could vote for someone else? In an interview conducted with Dr. Hugh Sockett, professor at George Mason University for the Public Policy and Administration Department, he believes the third parties make a significant difference in modern politics today. By examining the election of 1993, we can see where a major party, the Republicans, lost because of the effects of a third political party. Ross Perot, a Texas businessman, ran under the Reform Party in 1993 and swept 19% of the popular vote. Surely this wasn't enough for him to win the White House, but it did keep George Sr. Bush out of the White House. In effect, third political parties play a huge role in modern politics. Therefore, it is imperative that we study and analyze their significance. Today we will discuss the causes of why third political parties exist, the effects that they have on modern politics, and some solutions in order to help third political parties gain importance in modern politics today. In 2012, Gary Johnson decided that he wanted to run for President of the United States. As a former Republican governor in New Mexico, his first attempt was to run with the Republicans. However, Johnson differed in too many issues to allow the party base to elect him as their nominee. Some of these topics include decriminalizing marijuana, as well as having zero foreign involvement in the Middle East. Therefore, Johnson decided to keep to his dream and ran under the Libertarian ticket, a third-party ticket, rather than the Republicans. In an article done by Yahoo News by Eric Piper on November 7, 2012, entitled Gary Johnson Runs the Most Successful Libertarian Campaign in History, it is clear that Gary Johnson had left his mark on politics today. But other than influencing presidential elections, third political parties influence legislation going through Congress today. Mark Pennington, in an article done on LearnLiberty.org on February 12, 2012, explained his theory of externality, which basically describes as a governmental or non-governmental group of people coming together to influence legislation. One of the most famous people for externality is Ralph Nader, a multiple presidential nominee under his third political parties, such as the Independent Party and the Green Party. Ralph Nader, in using externality to his favor, is quoted on the Huffington Post on September 27, 2012, as saying President Obama is more of a war criminal than President Bush. By examining Vice Presidential nominee Paul Ryan's budget cuts, it is clear that we see a decrease of spending in the Middle East as compared to President Obama's spending in the Middle East. But not only are the causes of third political parties important, it's important to examine the effect that third political parties have had in modern politics today. According to Reason.com, in an article by J.D. Tusil, In November of 2012, Gary Johnson, the Libertarian candidate of 2012, received 1 million votes. By looking at the two major party candidates, the Democrat Barack Obama and Republican Mitt Romney, both had substantial large amounts of votes over Gary Johnson. However, Barack Obama and Mitt Romney only separated by 1 million votes this past election. Had everyone who had voted for Gary Johnson, the very similar-minded candidate as to Mitt Romney, we may have a new president and may not have had Barack Obama reelected for a second term. In this instance, you can say that Mitt Romney was one candidate rather than one vote away from becoming president of the United States. But another effect of third political parties is again what we had talked about, externality. Ralph Nader, not only talking about war efforts in the Middle East, also talks about greener technology. It's what he has based his career on. Through examining President Obama's new 2012 budget, we see a very large increase in the amount of money going towards funding greener technology, thus helping what Nader sees best for the United States. Though it's not his party or necessarily him getting recognition, he's still getting what he wants. Third political parties play a huge part in the elections as well as the lobbying efforts done on Capitol Hill. But finally, let's examine how we can finally solve the issues of getting these third political parties involved. According to Hugh Socket, on the same interview conducted on April 17, 2013, he says that gerrymandering is one of the largest problems in holding third political parties back. Adam Cox of the Chicago Law Review in 2011 stated that gerrymandering politically and racially is what helps majority parties stay in power and third political parties stay behind. Gerrymandering, of course, is the idea of redistricting people to help the incumbent stay in power by any means that they can. So in order to help the third political parties, we must outlaw gerrymandering, or have the people speak up and say that they do not want gerrymandering. And although I realize that this is very difficult to do, something you can do is become more educated. If you happen to find yourself leaning a little more to the left or liberal on social issues, but are very conservative on economics, I encourage you to check out the Libertarian Party website at www.lp.org. If you're very big on the environment, kind of like Ralph Nader, I encourage you, please check out www.gp.org, the Green Party website. There they will explain that their message is more important to them than getting elected. In conclusion, it's very important that we examine the effects of third political parties, their existence, and some of the things that we can do as people to help them stay involved in politics today. And thus all the hard work in politics today comes from a large nation of many beliefs down to a nation of one, where we can all sit together and work hard every day, and hopefully, excuse me, and hopefully we won't suck or blow. Thank you.